So we came down before the BPT event here on the Chowan River, and we fished in the out of bounds area of our competition, which was the Albemarle Sound. I think I'm saying it correctly, but at least that's how Kansan says it. But it's really a unique fishery. You know, it's neat. You know, me doing this for 30 years now, getting to travel the country, see different places, see different fisheries. And while it's connected to the ocean, it's not so much a tidal fishery like a lot of places we've gone to. It has a tide, but it stays a lot more consistent. It's more affected by the wind. But it was good to get down and fish a little bit, catch a lot of fish, and just kind of get my mindset of what to expect. So it was really fun fishing in the Albemarle Sound. You know, I was kind of just wanting to get dialed in on kind of what baits I wanted to throw for the upcoming event. And, you know, the frog was definitely the deal. I was super excited about that. It's just a great time of the year for the frog, and everything's set up good for it. I think I caught a few on a swim jig and a bladed jig as well. So it was really setting up for me. I mean, it was a great day, but it was also setting up for a really good event. There it is. Frogfish, smoked it. Nice, close to 3-pounder. That's the thing, everybody thinks frog fishing early in the morning, late in the evening, and I'll tell you what, I'll take bright bluebird skies any day, and what it does, it tucks them up in that shade, and that's exactly where that fish was. And the whole key is making it, you know, sliding it in there, making a perfect little cast, and just usually it's the first couple twitches, and that's exactly what happened on that fish. Oh. Another one on the frog. Pretty cool. That fish came up and missed it, and I pitched right back in there, and it ate it again. So I don't know if that's the same fish or if there's just maybe wolf packs of bass, but just picking off the key shaded points right around the willow trees that make a little point, and just trying to get it in there. And I'm only working at a foot or two, and just trying to keep my bait in as many of those key little areas as I can. And one of the things that's a key part of that is using this high-speed reel, because I'm only working that thing about a foot, and then the whole key is getting that thing in fast and getting it right back into the key strike zone. So fishing the frog's fun, but you know, this is kind of practice and experiment. So I put on a swim jig, because I think a swim jig's something I can put in those strike zones real quick. Just let it swim through there fast. I mean, it's a typical deal. If they bite it, they usually eat it good, and that's just a good way to cover water. So we'll see if we can catch some on a swim jig. Probably gonna slip down that. Hard to beat a frog. this time of year. It's what, 2:30 in the afternoon, sunny. Says they won't bite a frog. Not a bad one. Right where it was supposed to be. On a textbook spot, a nice cypress tree sticking out like that. I mean, it's got to have fish on it. And second cast up there and I catch one. Man, that thing is a jumper. Yeah. On a frog in the middle of the afternoon, and he inhaled that thing. Beauty. But this is a little spot that stands out. There's a little bit of a creek that goes right back here, and a little bit of a nice clean edge there, and got over there and just picked it apart. We'll see what she weighs. There it is, a 5-pounder on a frog. It doesn't get any better than that. Beauty. Thank you, fish. All I can say is this Chowan River area is pretty amazing. I've fished here. This is my 3rd day of fishing here, and I've caught, the first 2 days I was here, I caught 3 over 6. I've been here another day on this one now, caught one at 5. So pretty impressive. These things have some power. Oh, he's bigger than I thought. Dang it. And you can't ever discount the chatterbait, so. Darn it. What the hell? My line broke.
Still on it?
Yep. Well, there you have it. It works, but for some reason my line broke. I have no idea what happened there. That was crazy. But nice solid, almost 2-pounder. Well, there it was. There was my day of pre-practice for the Chowan River event. We're down here farther down towards the ocean, you know, out of the boundaries and stuff. And I gotta say, I'm glad I spent the day out here, because I learned a lot just being out here. And I know it's not the tournament waters, but it's similar. And you know, I learned a lot of what I'm going to do in practice, and hopefully be able to expand on what I learned today into my practice, and hopefully be more efficient throughout my 3 days of practice, and therefore hopefully have a better tournament. So the frog is going to be a big player, a flipping bait, and probably obviously a bladed jig, and probably a square bill of some sort. So be interesting to see how it plays out. So if you ever come down to the Albemarle Sound, there's a lot of great bass fishing opportunities, a lot of fishing opportunities, but bass fishing in general, you know, we only got to taste a small bit of it, but just after talking to a lot of the locals. But for our MLF BPT event, we were only allowed to fish the Roanoke and Chowan rivers down to the big bridge that went across the Sound. But even outside of that, there's a lot of different tributaries that come off of the Sound. And it sounds like each one of them is a little different, and they all have a lot of big fish in them. So, you know, if you're ever down here, it's a great fishing opportunity, and I'm looking forward to the time I get to come back and fish it again.